Hey guys, ShadowJack05 on the Silverjack Survive channel, and today guys, I'm back to review 4 more of the figures that I got while I was in Japan, and so yeah, let's get to it. So as I said, I've got 4 to review today. So today, first figure I'll be reviewing is this Attack on Titan Levi Ackerman figure, and then second figure I'll be reviewing today is this Sakamoto Days Osaragi figure. I'm actually pretty excited for this one, especially since I've decided that Osaragi is my favorite character from Sakamoto Days. And then the third figure I'm reviewing is this Jujutsu Kaisen Panda figure. And the fourth and final figure I'll be reviewing today is this Attack on Titan Crystal Lens figure. I'm pretty excited, and yeah, so these are the 4 figures I'm reviewing today. So yeah, and of course, as I said, we're going to start with Levi here. So let's set these other figures aside just for now. All right. So once again, we're going to start with Levi Ackerman. So first, let's take a quick look at the box. So we got a product shot of Levi right here, looking pretty cool. We got the whole background with the walls and everything. Cloudy sky, pretty cool. Crane King, Master Stars piece, greatest quality, because that's the collection this guy is in. Got quite Banpresto right there, I'm quite sure, yeah. It's the price I picked it up for. Got Shingeki no Kyojin down there, which is the Japanese name for Attack on Titan. Master Stars piece, the Levi. Looking pretty cool. Here's the other side, another cool product shot of Levi right here. Looking very nice. Here's the other side, here's the back of it. Another product shot of Levi. That tape's covering up a bit of it, but I'm sure you can see it just fine. Got like a sunset background with the walls over there from what it looks like. Yeah, really captures the look from the anime. Here's the other side, shows the back of the product. Looking pretty cool, another cloudy looking sky and everything. And yeah. Here's the top, Shingeki no Kyojin, Master Stars piece, the Levi. Here's the bottom, warning choking hazard and everything. So let's crack this thing open and see what's inside. Real quick guys, here is Levi out of the box. So as you can see, he comes in separate pieces. So as you can see, he only comes with the lower part of the body, the upper half of the body, and the 2 ODM gear swords or blades. And I actually did some digging when I saw this because the cape and the rest of the ODM gear didn't come with this. So I did some digging, and you actually need to purchase the cape and the rest of the ODM gear separately. I actually, while I was in Japan at the same store that I got this figure at, I actually did see a separate box that was for the ODM gear, but I think that one was for Eren Yeager. Didn't pay too much of attention to it at the time, but yeah, I should have realized that meant you had to purchase everything else separately, if you know what I mean, yeah. But hopefully I can come across the rest of this figure eventually. But yeah, this is all that it comes with. And yeah, so far, this figure is much bigger than I thought it was going to be, so yeah. So anyways, now I'm going to get this figure assembled. I'll be back when I've got it fully assembled. Alright guys, so here is Levi fully assembled. And yeah, this figure is bigger and taller than I thought it was going to be. I actually compared it to the box, especially when it's closed. And yeah, this figure is actually taller than the box itself. I must admit, before I unboxed this figure, I thought maybe it was going to be either around the size of the box or a little shorter than the box. But nope, it's taller. But yeah, either way, yeah, this figure is of good quality, and I'm really glad I picked it up. So yeah, let's take a closer look. So starting with the face is very well done. Looks the exact way it does in the anime. Got his expressionless face right there and everything with the eyebrows and his eyes. Very well done. The nose and the mouth are sculpted properly too. Same with the ears, looking pretty cool. And the hair, they did a good job with the hair as well. Looks pretty clean, very well sculpted. Looks the exact way it does in the anime. So you can see there's the back of it, and then there's that side of it. Looking very nice. And of course we got his Scout Regiment uniform. See, we've got the symbol for the Scout Regiment right there. Of course, yeah, the jacket is very nicely sculpted. Same with this piece of cloth in here. I forget what that is, but it's very well sculpted. Of course, the shirt and the other parts of his clothing, especially like this piece of clothing right here and the belt, all nicely sculpted and painted, looking very clean. Here's the back, symbol for the Scout Regiment right there. Same on both of his shoulders, looking very nice. Of course, other parts of his ODM gear from back there. And of course, he has closed fists. They're nicely detailed, nicely sculpted, nicely painted. The box that comes with his cape, the rest of his ODM gear, that you have to get separately, that one also has interchangeable hands to come with that one, to where he can hold those two swords that this figure comes with. But yeah, you also need to purchase those separately. But the pants and the boots are also very nicely sculpted, well painted too. Here's the back of them. Very nice. Amazing looking figure. They did a really good job. So yeah, and well, of course, also there's the bottom of the boots. Very nicely sculpted, very nicely detailed. So yeah. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the figure, and yeah. But of course, if you get just this figure and you don't get the other box that comes with the rest of the stuff, do be careful, because as you can see, he did not come with a display base, and there were no holes in the feet. But I've gotten him to stand so far, but when I display this guy on my shelf, I'll probably have to find something to like lean him against, because I'm afraid that eventually he will fall over. And I, for one, am not interested in having that happen, so yeah. But other than that, at the moment, he can stand by himself pretty good, so yeah. But of course, also, we do get the two swords that he comes with. Very nicely sculpted, very nicely detailed, and yeah, they look just the way they do in the anime. The blades look pretty clean, same with the handles and the triggers and everything. Yeah. Very cool. And so yeah. And again, he does have hands that can be interchanged to where he can hold these, but just like with the cape and the rest of his ODM gear, like I said, those need to be purchased separately. But yeah, other than that, this figure is pretty cool. Hopefully I can come across the other box eventually. And yeah, I'm quite sure, now that I know how this works, I think this is probably going to be the same thing with the Eren Yeager figure when I eventually review that figure. But it'll be fine. I'll just have to come across the other boxes eventually, so yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this Levi Ackerman figure. I hope you guys like it. Let me know your thoughts on this figure in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in a bit with the Osadagi figure. So yeah, I will see you there.